Welcome to Anything Creepy. Let me share a story about my uncle's haunted house. This incident happened when I was 12 years old, and I remember it was during the year-end school holidays because my parents will always bring me to Penang and visit two of my uncles every school holidays. One of my uncles had just moved to his new bungalow, and we are all quite excited for him. So when I reached the place, I was quite thrilled because from the outside, the house has a very big garden and the house was really huge. But all of my thrills just went down to the drain once I stepped into this house. The inside of the house somehow has a very heavy air around it, and even if it is on bright daylight, the house is still dark to me. So I told my mother about it, but she just shunned me off as it is rude to criticize someone's new home. The guest room is just downstairs, so my parents and I put our luggage into that room. Then my parents went out of the room before me and started to walk around the house. However, they did not close the door properly, leaving a small gap, making me able to see outside. Just when I wanted to reach for the door, I saw a boy peeking from that very gap, and he was smiling at me. I thought it was my cousin at first, so I smiled back to him. But when I opened the door, there was no one there. I started to call out my cousin's name because I thought he was playing a prank on me. Then my uncle heard my callings and he told me that his son was at the tuition center. This very statement has sent chills down my spine. I literally ran to my mom and told her what happened. At that time, she thought that I was fooling around, so she did not take me seriously. But just when I thought this is the worst experience, it got worse at night when all of us were sleeping. Halfway through midnight when I was sleeping, suddenly I felt there was someone pulling my feet. And I opened my eyes and true horror begins. I saw a lady wearing white floral pattern nightgown, and I couldn't get to see her face as she has very long hair and the long hair was covering her face. I started to panic and tried to wake my parents who were sleeping just next to me. And that's when I realized I couldn't move, I couldn't produce any sort of sound, and not even closing my eyes. I was forced to stare at the lady while she slowly walked around the bed until she was next to me and she started to strangle me. While I was suffocating, the only thing that I could do in my mind was chanting sutras, and I really thought that I'm going to die that night. And for what I felt like an eternity, my chanting seems to be working and the lady disappeared before my eyes. Before I realized, I was gasping for air with tears running down my cheeks. That's when my mom woke up and asked me what was wrong. I told her the entire experience. At first she thought it was just a bad dream, but her face changed instantly when she saw the bruises on my neck. The marks were too big for my own hands, and instantly she took me to pray in front of the Buddha that my uncle worshipped in the living room. The next day the bruises were still there, and my mom told my uncle about the incident. He did not believe what my mother told him, and my parents straight away brought me to stay at my other uncle's house located in Alma, Perak, which is 40 minutes away from Penang. And a few months later, my uncle's wife started to experience several paranormal incidents in that house. Same as me, a boy and a lady were involved in all those paranormal incidents. Now they are not staying in that house anymore, and we did not know what happened to that house now. That was my story. What about you?